For those of you who are in-house right now, I just wanted to let you know we're going to start in about 15 minutes. We're running just a little behind, so make yourself at home.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's all take a deep breath. My name is Karen Drucker. I'm here to sing a few songs. These were requested, a few of my songs that she loved to sing. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. Now you know when you sing, it's like you're praying. So if you want to join me, you are the heart. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice, you are the voice of spirit on, and who you are and who you are, and all you is a blessing to the world. You got it, sing it again. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. And let's create the container for today. As we sing this, just look around the room and say to someone, you are the heart, you are the hands, voice, you are the voice of spirit on who you are and who you, all you do, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Do it again. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. Who you are and all you do is a blessing to. Now let's include all of us and say we. Put your hands up and say, we are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. Now put those hands over your heart and say, I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. Do it one more time. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Now think of her and say, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of If you feel comfortable, you might want to look at someone and say, "You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God."
Let us thank Karen Drucker for her beautiful music. I'm Reverend Dr. Sunshine Michelle Coleman, the spiritual director and senior minister here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. I use she, her, they pronouns, and I welcome you to this beautiful day to celebrate the life of our beloved Kristine Anderson. To start us off, I like to have us take a community breath together so that we can hear the word together. So here's how I do it. Just allow yourself to exhale right there, wherever you are. And now take in a nice, deep, easy breath, hold it at the top, let it out with a sigh. Twice more, breathing in deeply, gently, easily, hold it, let it out with a sigh. Once more, even more breath in, and hold it, and now a bigger sigh. There we go. Now simply let your breath flow in and out of your body. It's the gift of the Holy Presence that tells us we're all alive and that we're connected. What a beautiful time and a sad time, to honor our dear Kristine. And she played in several communities, including here at the Oakland Center. And I just want you to know that our practitioners here, our spiritual practitioners, did a blessing with and for Kristine in our beautiful garden outside here a couple months ago. And we've all been holding such high prayer for over a year on Kristine's behalf. So I greet her as a beloved ancestor, and I give thanks that we can come together to celebrate her life. She touched so many in so many special ways. Someone told me about her smile that they can remember. Just here earlier, someone said always brought the sparkles, so I'm sparkling on her behalf. So whether you're sparkling or whether you have color or shine, or if you're simply here with love in your heart for her, we come together in this special moment. I'm sure our beautiful ushers made sure you had a program. We have a printed program. If you didn't get one, you can get one on the way out, or you can raise your hand and someone will bring you one. There's also beautiful bookmarks that apparently have nice notes from Kristine that were brought from San Diego by Stephanie Herndon. So Stephanie, raise your hand. Where are you? Thank you so much for bringing those, for making those. Y'all be sure and get one on the way out if you haven't gotten one already. We're gonna follow this order of service, so following me are remarks. Y'all know who you are, and you can come up afterwards. And here in our spiritual community, we start and end everything in prayer. So come together, won't you, in your heart with me, and either allow your eyes to gently close or focus gently on our beautiful stained glass window. And let us go into that sacred sanctuary within, where the candle is always lit in spirit. It can never be snuffed. We are all connected by that divine light that is everywhere present, always and forevermore. It is here, it is there, it is everywhere present. And today our candles are lit on behalf of our beloved Kristine Anderson, for whom we honor. So we come together in this sacred time with all the words that will be spoken, the musical notes, the song, the tears, the laughter, the joy, the food, the hugs, the silence, the memories. We bring it all. Everything is welcome here in that sacred moment, in this sacred moment together. I bless Kristine's family and surround them in love. I bless those who are live streaming in, who can't be with us here in person, and give thanks for the technology that they can enjoy this time together with us. I give thanks in blessing Kristine and her memory. I know she is here celebrating life with us. And so I allow this word, this truth, this declaration to go before us and prepare the way. And I give thanks for the divine order and harmony and love and joy and clarity and peace and truth and honesty and all the goodness of life to shine forth right here together this day. So I send this word up into the divine ethers with divine gratitude and appreciation in advance, knowing that it's already done, it's already complete, it's already successful, it's already healed, whole, perfect, even as we grieve. Together we let this word be and be well and allow spirit to shine forth. We anchor this prayer together by declaring, and so it is. And if you want to say something else, you can, like amen, ashe, yes, it is done. Praise be to the holy presence. Blessed be.
Oh my gosh, so many friends in here. Hi, 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 hi. Wow. I suspect every one of us has experienced some deep losses of people that were close to us, that we've had to let go of somebody before this moment. In my own life, I just let go of my husband a couple of years ago. And I kept calling it anticipatory grief because I was side by side with him as he declined, and I knew what was gonna happen. I didn't know when or how, but it was an inevitable process we were in. And I thought this was gonna be like that. And it's so not, because he was there. A year and a half ago, we lost Kristine. But it felt, I don't know about you, but it felt wrong to grieve, even though I felt the loss. Because grieving felt like giving up the possibility that she could come back. And I wanted to hold that as long as I could. And so it's been a really protracted, for all of us, moment between loss and closure. So thank you for those inhales and exhales, because it feels to me like for all of us, today is the moment to actually exhale and really bless her and let her go, which is not to forget. It's not to say it's over. It's not to say we're done grieving. It just says that that long, protracted period where we were holding our breath can go. I know many people are going to talk about their experience of Kristine today, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that. But I just want to say that I was part of many communities that she was involved with. You know, she was a central figure in the Launching Bad ministry right here in Berkeley. She was part of Sister Spirit and Woman Spirit before that. She was part of the Next Gen retreat. She was teen camp. All of those are communities that I think there are people in this room and people on the live stream from those communities who are just going, that's my connection. And I have felt the hole in each of those communities when we show up and she's not there. So I just want to acknowledge that as like, that's the loss. There's a poem I want to read you, because in my world, and I don't know about yours, but in my world, I do believe life is eternal and that death is a horizon, and that our eternal souls live forever, even though our physical bodies we lay down and move into another realm from. And I don't know if that's true. I mean, I believe it, I teach it, I'm a minister of this faith that teaches it, but we don't know. We don't know till we have that moment whether that's true, but it feels to me like she's in the room, like that she's here, that she's really grateful that all of us who loved her are here. This poem is called Gone From My Sight, and it's by Henry Van Dyke. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until, at length, she hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, "There, she's gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my side. And she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says, "There, she's gone," there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout. Here she comes. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda. Hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Elisha Christopher, and I was just reflecting that I think I met Kristine at an Asilomar something like 18 years ago. And, you know, Kristine's face, her name, her smile to me are synonymous with these experiences of community, whether it's Launching Pad or this Oakland Center or Young Adult Retreat or Asilomar or so many other things. And, you know, Karen, as I listen to you sing Sunshine as You Pray, like, I feel Kristine here. Like, these songs, this tradition was so deeply interwoven into who she was and the way that I knew her. And I've been realizing today that I've been numb for a year and a half. I haven't really allowed myself to feel the reality of what we're here honoring today. And that is the life that we knew, the person who is no longer in our sight. And thank you for that poem, Linda. And I think that for me, that brings to the importance of why we're here today, because it's in community that we actually get to feel our grief, that we get to see each other in this shared experience that I think for a lot of us has been kind of disembodied for a while now. And I just want to give everyone else permission and myself permission to feel your own grief in whatever way it comes through you. And in some moments that might be feeling numb. In some moments it might be anger. In some moments it might be just complete and utter sadness. And there's an idea that I often share in memorial services that I first heard of as coming from the Yoruban people in West Africa, that there's this idea that the grief that we feel, the grief that we experience, is the fuel that our beloved needs to rise into the next life. And that the invitation in that is to express our grief and not to swallow it. So that we cry, so that we scream, so that we roll on the ground and let it out. Also so that it doesn't get lodged in our bodies, and that we actually get to release the one that we love into the next experience of life. And I heard myself say in a prayer the other day that grief is the overflow of love we never got to express. And I want to invite us as we're here today, as we share with each other afterwards, to express our love for Kristine, to continue to share her stories, to keep her name alive, to keep the memories alive in us. Because in a lot of ways, she still lives in each one of our hearts and in each one of our minds, and will as long as we live and breathe. And that it's our responsibility to carry her with us, to honor her life, to tell her story, to keep remembering her as we move out from today. Because I think that this opportunity is it's a mile marker for all of us to really accept the finality of the moment, but not let go of a love that is still available to us. And so I'm grateful to be here with all of you today, to be able to feel what I haven't been able to feel for this entire time. And, I told someone earlier, I said, as soon as I started pulling my socks out of the drawer this morning, I started crying for the first time in a year and a half. And it was just the knowing that we were all going to be together, that we were going to speak her name, that we were going to be in this shared experience of our collective grief. And I just want to invite and give permission for the grief to be here whenever it shows up, to welcome it, because it's the overflow of love that we still have yet to express. And don't keep it in, let it out. Thank you.
I'm Abigail Shire, and Kristine and I go way back, at least 20 years ago. I met Kristine at Woman Spirit. I'm sure Karen Drucker was playing the music at that time. I was brought there by Eileen Curitan, who's in the room as well. And I want to tell a little bit about her legacy that you may not know about. I was inspired to start another retreat called Sister Spirit that was supported by Woman Spirit, and I started that retreat in 2008. And Kristine went to that as well. She was an active supporter in Sister Spirit too. And somewhere, I think it was like 2012, we were friends, and I was a minister at that time, and she was on the young adult leadership team out of home office, and they had paired up each member of the team with a minister, and so they asked me to be her mentor minister, which I readily agreed to because we love each other, and I supported her in that. And the thing that she was really upset about is that there was a young adult retreat that home office had hosted that ended. And she kept saying to me that she really wanted to have a young adult retreat. And I was like, just go start one. And I just kept encouraging her, just go start a retreat, And then it was in 2014 that I went to the Ministers' Ongoing Education Conference. And I was at this conference, and we were kind of putting these big, hairy, audacious goals out into the universe. And I got this hit that was, I started Sister Spirit, and so I know how to start retreats. Here's Kristine, who grew up in this organization, grew up in teen camp. She was a teen advisor. She supported all the teens. She knew all the young adults all over the country. So she knew the people, and I knew how to start a retreat, and it just dawned on me, like, why don't we start a retreat together? And that was the genesis of the Next Gen retreat. It was Kristine's idea to start the Next Gen retreat. So I want you to know that we co-founded the retreat, and we had some incredible people on our leadership team through the years, including Elijah and Audra and Kristine and Masando. I mean, we've had a lot of people who've been in service on the leadership team at the Next Gen retreat. And I recently, I guess you could say, retired from the Next Gen retreat. I've aged out. And she kept the retreat going, even though after the first year she stepped off the leadership team. She was an advocate. She went to teen camp. She also created crafts every year. And I have stepped down, and there's new leadership of some of our younger people in the teaching who are incredible human beings, and they just had a retreat with over 50 people from the Next Gen retreat. So she did that, and I really feel like that's my story to tell, is that you may not know, you may have seen her be a teen advisor, and you may have seen her help the youth and the family, but she helped start that retreat. That was all Kristine. So may we always have fun, and may we put glitter on ourselves and do crafts and dance around with love and joy, and make crafty drums and sing Karen Drucker songs wherever we go to honor Kristine for the rest of our lives. So, and that's it.
If I were a raven, I'd fly on through the heavens. I'd fly to all of my loved ones. If I were a raven, if memories were saving, I'd savor the feeling of knowing love and loving. I'd remember the feeling. Some say upon that mountain there is many a raven. They call out to the living from somewhere far beyond them. From those we've loved that have flown. from those we love that have flown on. Kristine was one of my closer friends, and as I was driving here from LA to be here, Kristine was also very directive, and she said, "Hey, Suzanne, you should sing this chant," because Kristine was so very much connected to music, the earth, the goddess, especially the ocean. And it's a blessing for us to play her favorite drum. I signed, all the spirals are mine. And it's an honor to bring this chant.
I would like to posit that Kristine being here with us really feels like she's in this drum. So I invite you, if you haven't met the drum, to come and meet it and hug her after. This was one of, like Suzanne said, Kristine's favorite songs. She'd sing it all the time. And I love it because it is a song about the flow and the cycle of life and death and the two sides of the coin, and how, whether we know it, not do it consciously or not, when we're born, the agreement that we make is that one day we will die and we will return. And so wherever you feel like we come from, whether it's simply the earth, whether it's spirit, God, life itself, however you connect to the source of us, we invite you to sing this song with us and rest in the knowledge that Kristine has returned and is with us in the cycle. For her, that was the goddess.
We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean.
I don't want to start by crying, but I've heard Kristine sing that and play her drum. And when Reverend Sunshine was talking, I'm Nina Anderson, by the way, I heard Kristine say, "You bet." And that's like, that's Kristine. She lived with gusto. And when we had a joint call last year on her birthday after she had disappeared, someone said, "I remember her going," and I remember her laugh. She had such an authentic guffaw. I don't know what word to say, but one of the things that I got in the process of having her in my life was how to express feeling, how to express your truth, how to be yourself. And because she was on that journey of learning it for herself, she shared those lessons with others. And she found such a wonderful spiritual home. And she referred to everyone up here as her tribe. You are her tribe and family. And I have one of the little trolls that she had on a surfboard going, "Tribe." And when we went to her former housemate Troy's wedding in the Sierras last year, she said, "Oh, I'm back with my tribe." You were part of her heart. And you were her children, her friends, her mentors. You were a family, a beautiful family that supported her, that lived with her, that loved her, that encouraged her, that as she gave unlimited love, she got love back. And how beautiful that was. And we would talk about it. And the way this service has come together has been such a beautiful process of working here with Susan in the office, and Scott and Ann were helping as we were trying to locate Kristine, and the roadblocks we had of this and that, and just kept working through it. And my son Elliot, who put together the video that we will see shortly, and then Suzanne, who just sang, and Kristine Zuniga. We have had regular Zoom calls because COVID sure put changes in place, but Zoom calls were wonderful that we could gather as a support group for Kristine, even as we did not know where she was or what was going on. And I just want to say thank you. And Linda Rapond was one of the first people I met up in Berkeley when Kristine would come to the launching pad in Berkeley. And most of you probably know here, but the launching pad, how many bedrooms was in that house? Seven? And it was a launching place for kids who came into town that had the same spiritual connection with each other. And the kids put on their own services. They put together the music, the talks, and they learned to create spiritually in support of each other. And what a wonderful grounding that was in being creative. And boy, was Kristine creative. Boy, and she fit right at home. And I love the bookmarks that Stephanie made, Stephanie used to live in San Diego. Now she's in Oregon, and she flew down today to participate. And when I talked to her, she said, "Oh, Kristine and I were just making pajamas." And I said, "Oh, is that why I have all this flannel that I don't know what to do with?" And art supplies and boxes of beads and buttons and you name it, Kristine experimented. Whether it was making ceramic pots, the mosaic pots, or stained glass, or stepping stones, or I have a teddy bear, and a few of others have seen the teddy bears, and a new idea to try. But Kristine was an explorer. What is an explorer? They're willing to step out of their comfort zone and try something new. And you don't always know if it's going to work, but you have the courage to step out. And I think she taught that to people, to be yourself, that you are beautiful just the way God made you. And now how do you take your gifts and share them? And as she did that process for herself, she helped share her successes. I'm sure she also shared, this didn't work. Or you have to learn patience for things to work out. They don't always work out right away. But I think of Kristine, how she loved holidays. And of course, her birthday is December 14th, and Christmas was her big event. And we called her Christmas, K-R-I-S-M-A-S. And that was her teasing name, kind of, an affectionate name. And she went all out for Christmas and Easter and any time to celebrate, because it brings joy. And times can be very challenging sometimes, and to look for the joy every day is a process, and growing is a process. And she shared her process, and she learned and grew. And I watched her unfold, and she had a spiritual rock that stood her in good stead her whole life, that when the going got tough, she went within. How do I handle this? How do I handle that? And learning to ask, can I have a sign on this? This isn't, I don't know. And things would show up, and we would laugh about what shows up for her as a sign on how to move forward. And to move beyond what you might call limitation and just see it as, oh, okay, now how do we do this one? A possibility thinker. And you have to do that when you're an explorer, when it looks like the road is blocked in this direction. Well, does that mean I'm supposed to go over here? Or is there another way? And to ask that sometimes, because there's not one answer. And to ask someone would suggest something to her, and she said, that doesn't feel right. And I say, well, maybe that's not right for you. Well, maybe I should try it. And I said, well, do you want to ask if it's right for you before you take the time to try it? Might save you some steps. And sometimes the answer was yes, and sometimes, nah, I don't think so. That's what an explorer does. And they go over the hills and valleys of life, moving forward, being creative, and finding the steps to take. And Kristine was, the steps that she took. Talk about a high achiever. She used to comment about how, I created this and it was wonderful, and then it got wiped away. And she wanted to keep it all when it's going really well. But to open up to something new, sometimes you just have to let go. Let go. And that's part of the creative process. And so she experimented through her art, through talking with people, through sharing her feelings, through being open and listening. She was such a good listener. And she taught me a lot. And she told me to shut up a few times because I might talk a little long. But to honor and respect, everyone has their own journey, and to find their own journey, to find what works for them, and let everyone be their own individual creativity. That it takes a village, as we've all known, to accomplish something. And if you do it all by yourself, it takes a lot of energy, and it can be much less stressful if you have a partner or partners along the way. And Kristine had so many connections and partners and people who would share with her. And it did make a tribe. It did make a village. And sometimes she didn't want to listen. She could be a little stubborn sometimes, but maybe we all have a little bit of that in us. She taught me how to cry, to express emotion. And what did I get raised with is if something goes awry, to focus on the positive. But in a way that's just coping. It's not being in integrity with the deepest part of me. And as she was going through her particular struggles, especially the last 3 years of her life, she said, I have never cried so much. And I said, that's wonderful, because you're right, you get it out of your energy field, and you allow the feelings to come forward. And boy, did she do that with gusto. Whether it was crying, whether it was laughing, whether it was celebrating. And we have pictures of her going, especially if she's around water. She loved water. And I had to bring up, to put on her memorabilia board, the sign that she'd had in her bathroom, just add water. And I brought this painting because it spoke to me that the flip-flops are still there. I have stepping stones that we made together that are flip-flops. And the flops are still there, and she would go to the beach, take off her flops, and race to the beach. Boogie boarding, she tried surfing. She was not an athlete, but boy, she did skydiving for a birthday party. She tried lacrosse, she did rowing, she would try. Not that she was always successful when it came to sports. Throwing a ball was difficult. but that she tried and experienced. And she experienced so much in her 40 years that, and I've said this to people, that other people don't even get as much as she did in their 80 years. It's her style. It's not everybody's style. And to find our own way forward. And she helped clarify things for me as I was moving forward and having change, and we could cry together. And I said, one of the things I've learned is when I cry and release, to infill with love, that the universe does not like a vacuum. And what would you like to fill with? I'll take love, because love is the bottom line of all of this. And Kristine was pure love in action, with sometimes a little twinkle in her eye. And I put a picture of her that showed never dull your sparkle. And I loved that. And she had the give your sparkle. And shortly before she disappeared, I was in San Diego with her. We were going to the theater, and she drove a friend of mine to drop off her car. And she said, life has been difficult lately, but I'm looking to find a way to give one more opportunity for love every day. And I thought of that as, well, there are random acts of kindness. How about random acts of love? To do a little more. She did a lot more, and she volunteered and she participated in planning. Was a strength of hers. She was always planning something. But I like that idea of a random act of love. And I thought, what a great legacy to share that she would love, that as you go about your days, to maybe have a random thought, oh, I could do this, it'd be a random act of love. And to think of Kristine as you take that step, then it's carrying on her legacy. It's letting her light continue to shine. And that, to me, is just the sideways look on the program. Are you doing it? Do you get it? It took me a little bit to get used to it, and the more I looked at it, the more I loved it. Not just the standard, nice picture. But there was a little extra. And I wanted to, there's a little sparkle there. To keep that sparkle in our lives, and how do we do it? Because times do get tough and challenging. And of course they say that's when who gets going? When the times get tough, the tough get going, something like that. To move beyond limitations. And she had very strong faith and trust that she kept building on and building on. And it was her rock and her foundation, and you were all part of it. And her extended family, she was huge on family. So all the relatives who might be watching the live stream, she loved participating in all of them. She wanted to be where the action was. And she loved all her family. And then she extended the family out, so you're all part of the family. One of the things that I came across this week as I was going through pictures, which there's a pile of pictures in on the one of the tables, and feel free to take them. I don't know who all is in these pictures. Maybe you do, because I didn't know the tribe up here. But feel free to grab anything that speaks to you. But Kristine, when she was at UC Santa Cruz, took a class on Day of the Dead. And I said, "You're doing what?" I think she was Latino or Latina in a previous life, because if you asked her out for food, Mexican. But she loved this class, and she had me bring up pictures of ancestors to put on her table with the marigolds and whatever. And I found a book in her many gratitude journals that she had that was her notes from the Day of the Dead class. It wasn't just an event, it was which I thought it was a whole class. She had to write her own obituary. It was not yet in the papers I've gone through. But she wrote a poem on what it felt to die in her own words. I'm going, wow, how many people do something like that? And I actually have it out in the car, and I was going to make it part of the talk. I guess I don't need to, but I can say the idea was, I let go. I trust. I fly. I float. I become spirit. And it was such a interesting thought for her to have had way back when, even as she said, I hope I have time to do a lot more in achievements than I've done, and I look forward to them. But if it's my time to go, I'm okay with that. Your time to go was a little earlier than I might have wanted. And I just will cry, and then I'll send her love. And embracing that this period has come to a close, but as I've told many of you, she's come through to me in dreams and given me very specific messages. One of my favorites is, I can sing here. I don't know who's heard her singing voice. She took a class called Finding Your Voice. And I watched the video, the DVD. I don't think anybody's gonna really miss not hearing it. But she did it, and she loved getting up and being dressed and holding her skirt and dancing. And I thought, finding your voice, she was working on that. And what I found with her is she had her voice. Her voice was from the heart. And it was a voice of love. And wasn't she giving love all the time? So she did find her voice. It wasn't a singing voice. It just was, she did it differently. But may we all do it differently, uniquely to each one of us, to find our own voice, to have the courage to speak out, to have the courage to be vulnerable, to trust. And I found one of her journals as she was talking about, I bless my disease, talking about bipolar disorder. It has taught me empathy, patience. She listed all these qualities that having this experience, the good that's come from it, not just the challenging, but that she grew, and the empathy that she learned to develop, and the acceptance of all the children she worked with. Children were so dear to her heart. And she always wanted to be of service to the children that she dealt with at school and through the spiritual community, to do what she could to be of support. It was very rich, and she connected with so many people, and she was open to connecting. And she attracted people who had other connections and other connections and other connections. That was amazing to me. But then you knew all the communities that she, as you were listing, Sister Spirit, Soul Sisters, and all this, that she participated in. And she was so grateful to have that family. And even if it was trying sometimes, dealing with her, especially at the end when she was coping with a lot, you still were her family. And I want to thank you all for participating with her and communicating with her and showing up for her. And I have people who've flown in from all around, and then I've also had many texts and many emails from people who couldn't come today, but they said that they would be watching and participating. And I think that's a telling legacy that she is leaving. And I know she's here today. And when she said, "You bet," I'm going, okay, do I share that or not? But she learned to express, okay, we're individual. And yes, she has come through to me, and I just so appreciate that, because I hear her laughter sometimes. And it's very uplifting. And so I hope you will all do random acts of love. Add a little sparkle. How can I add sparkle to this? In your days. And when you do that, you will be carrying on the love that she shared and received in the flow of life. And I just want to thank you all. And so now we have Elliot's video.
my friend Jennifer Mann going to do some signing with me on this song. I can feel you in the morning sun. I can see you in the sky above. I can hear you in the gentle breeze. You are always in always with me. I can feel you in the morning sun. I can see you in the sky above. I can hear you in the gentle breeze. You are always in always with me. If you want to sing it with me, feel free. I can feel you in the morning. I can feel you in the morning sun. I can see you in the sky above. I can hear you in the gentle breeze. You are always in always with me. Never a moment that you are far from my heart. You're always in always with me. I can feel you in the morning sun. I can see you in the sky above. And I can hear you in the gentle breeze. You are always in always with me. This is a poem from Margaret Mead, Remember Me. To the living, I am gone. To the sorrowful, I will never return. To the angry, I was cheated. But to the happy, I am at peace. And to the faithful, I have never left. I cannot speak, but I can listen. I cannot be seen, but I can be heard. So as you stand upon a shore gazing out at the beautiful sea, as you look upon a flower and admire its simplicity, remember me. Remember me in your heart, your thoughts, your memories of the times we loved, the times we cried, the times we fought, the times we laughed. For if you always think of me, I will never have gone. Never a moment that you are far from my heart. You're always in always with me. And I can feel you in the morning sun. I can see you in the sky above. And I can hear you in that gentle breeze. You are always in always with me. You are always with me. She is always with us in the trees, in the breeze.
I knew Kristine when she was here. I'm Reverend Aikya Param. Then I was working on my practitioner studies, and Kristine was working with the youth. I used to see her every Friday at launching pad. And when she was missing and everyone was yearning and longing for her to be found, I wrote this little poem entitled Kristine Anderson. We said goodbye before on Fridays at the launching pad after vegan dinner cooked by Clark and prayers and songs with Reverend Linda and Walter. And I'd always see you again next week. That corner in Berkeley is never the same. Asked to say goodbye for good, I say no. Did you leave your body somewhere? Your soul still shines. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eliza Young, and I knew Kristine from Woman Spirit and Sister Spirit, and then also here when she moved to Oakland and became a member of our center here. So I remember a time when we did a workshop together, and it was a specific topic, and we all wanted to delve into that topic, and so we signed up for that, and it kind of took a left turn. There was somebody in that workshop who was really mad and upset about something, and it wasn't really on the topic, and some of us, probably me, were rolling our eyes thinking we didn't sign up for this. And the facilitator was amazing and decided, okay, this isn't going away. We're going to go through it. We're not going to just kick this person out, and this is an important thing. But it was uncomfortable for me. And I ended up in a breakout group with Kristine and a few other people. So we introduced ourselves, and we got to Kristine, and she said, all right, let's roll. And that's how I choose to remember Kristine. She just let go of whatever that thing was that we'd signed up for, and she was ready to roll with whatever came her way. And stuff came her way, and she just stepped up to it. And I just choose to think whatever was going on in the last moments before she left this planet and her physical body, she said, let's roll. And she just rolled off into the next universe, whatever that is. And I don't know why she died so young, and maybe I'll never know. But she knew. She knew her good. She knew her goddess. And I'm going to miss her, and I do miss her. Let's roll. Thank you.
I'm in the front row, so I could get up here faster than I think some of you are there. I'm Kristine's Aunt Ingrid, and I've known her since she was a baby, as long as Nina's known her. And Nina was so proud of Kristine when she came. I was living in Orange County, which is north of San Diego County. And Nina came up to show my husband and myself, John and I, her new baby. And she had this darling little child in her hands. And she came to visit us at our apartment, and she plopped Kristine down on John's lap. And then she and I went out on the patio, balcony, and visited about something. We were talking about something. And we came back in, and there was John holding Kristine, this little tiny baby. And he just melted. I've never seen that look on his face maybe twice in my life of knowing when I knew him. He just melted. Kristine touched his heart. And it was so sweet. It was a moment. It was a moment. And then when she was a little bit older, not big enough to walk much, but she was maybe several months old, I remember her in her little swing. And I was visiting Nina in Claremont, where she and Woody were living. And Kristine was in her swing, and she was swinging back and forth, having the best time with a big smile on her face. She was a darling child. And I treasure those early years because I got to see them. And she's in our hearts.
My name is Clark, and I made the vegan mac and cheese that Kristine loved. I met Kristine at the launching pad when I had one of the most fulfilling activities of my life was when I was able to be the private chef at the launching pad for a number of months. At the time that I started, I was going through quite a bit of depression because the world looked bad. I'm sure if you've turned on the news, you will experience a little bit what I experienced. But what I discovered at the launching pad was there is hope. All the goodness did not end when, we turned 40 or 50 or 60, or it got reborn with the people in their 40s and the people in their 30s and the people in their 20s. And Kristine was one of those people for me. I said something to another friend of mine this morning that I realized, and I realized the same thing about Kristine. I'd never been in a room with her when I wasn't having a good time. And I am grateful for that. And that's all I have to say, is to honor her and to one more thing. I am, when it comes to a lot of things, not very lucky. I may as well, when I walk into a casino, I may as well just throw my $300 into the trash can and go to the buffet, because I'm going to be leaving my $300 at the casino no matter what. The thing that I have been most fortunate with in my life is the quality of people who have come in and who have gone out. And if you look around, we have this center hosted by Reverend Dr. Sunshine, and music by Karen Drucker, and the people who spoke. I am blessed, I am fortunate, and I am fortunate to have known Kristine and to have called her my friend.
Hi, my name is Rob Flayhive, and Kristine and I met at CSL Teen Camp, where we were both advisors for the kids. And, Kristine taught me so much about love and friendship. We realized soon after we were paired together. For those of you that don't know about Teen Camp, the teenagers come and we come as advisors from different centers for spiritual living across the country and Canada. And then we're paired up. They mix our groups up. So the kids are with other kids and the advisors are with other advisors. And they call the advisors parents, because it's that kind of spirit, it's that kind of love for the kids, that mentorship. So she was mom for a week and I was dad for a week. And we realized that we were born the same year. We had a lot of common interests. We had a similar view of, a similar spiritual perspective of the world. And then we realized that I had come from CSL San Jose and she came from CSL Oakland, and that we weren't really that far apart. And So it began a years-long friendship. And we'd often meet in the middle and go for hikes in the East Bay. Kristine was somebody that I felt comfortable with and safe with. And, you know, that was the intended environment of the teen camps, of CSL teen camps, but I think more of it was just her as a person. And, you know, she was somebody that we could share things with about our lives, good, bad, in between. We could celebrate together, we could laugh together, we could cry together, and we often did, and we went really deep on our, you know, conversations and talks together. So while I think, you know, each of us had our different circles, and if you made a Venn diagram of our friendship circles, you know, they might only go like this. She had very strong connections, and I was one of those connections, and I feel honored to have been one of those connections with her. I think for the rest of my life, you know, I hope that she'll be here, and maybe even looking over my shoulder, reminding me to be a little bit less judgmental and a little bit more open to receiving and giving love. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eileen Curitan, and I met Kristine at Woman's Spirit, actually, through Reverend Judith, I believe. And as I look around the room, I see all of these people that we are all connected. And I think, wow, what a gift that is. What a gift that is, that we all had Kristine in common. And we all have these beautiful memories of her. For me, it's her smile. It's her smile. Abigail, it was 20 years ago. Kristine was a baby when we met her. And I always thought of her like that, like my little sister. And sometimes my pain in the neck little sister. And she knew it. And she would say to me, Eileen, you're one of the wise women in my life. And I'd think, who are you talking to? She would repeat that over and over. When I was struggling, she would shine the light on something really good in my world. And I love that about her. And as I've been thinking about Kristine over this last year and a half, and she comes to me in dreams too. She came to me early on in dreams. And I learned a lot from her. So while she may have called me one of the wise women of her tribe, she was very much a wise woman of mine, and I will never forget that. Thank you for bringing her into this world. She was a gift from you to the universe, and I'm grateful for that.
Hi, I'm Katie. I didn't actually know your guys' Kristine. I knew Miss Anderson. I worked with her in the trenches, Oakland Unified. So this like free spirit, I mean, I guess I saw a glimpse of it, but that was not Miss Anderson. Miss Anderson was structure, rules, boundaries, and this is how we do it. And there were a few times that for summer school that I would take over her classroom because apparently she was busy with y'all. And I would hear over and over and over again, that's not how Miss Anderson would do it. Miss Anderson does it. And even the staff would be like, well, Miss Katie, Miss Anderson does it. I'm like, I'm not Miss Anderson. I'm not going to do it as good as Miss Anderson. You get, beggars can't be choosers. This is what you get. This is my second time collectively in a group grieving Miss Anderson, though. In the fall of 2018, she decided to leave MLK Elementary. She'd been there for a number of years. She was the structure. She was the home. She was the safe for these kids. She decided to move up to middle school, and CJ at that time came in. But it was really, really rough on the kids. I mean, the staff too, but the kids. And I remember sitting with kids in such deep sorrow, grief, loss, that she'd left them. And I remember telling one kiddo, she didn't leave you, honey, she just moved up to the next level, to middle school. She's just getting it ready for you. And I'd like to think that that's what she's doing right now. She didn't leave us, she just moved up to the next level to get it ready for us. Because she's got to get those systems in place so we can earn those chips and get to the, you know. So I just want to, you know, speak a little about Miss Anderson too, that there was this other side of her that is deeply missed. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so glad to be here. I'm sorry. I thought I did all the crying over there, but apparently not. I cannot tell you how good it is to hear these stories. I love this woman, and I love the share of her leaving MLK because I'm a social worker also. We would have conversations just around mental health, personal, professional, and then also working in the trenches as social workers in various roles. But I came to know Kristine because of her passion for our youth and family. And I am a sole parent of 4 boys. She was so, you could just share like whatever the hell was going on, I could just share. And she was able to be present, no judging, no. And her also, you know, just we had some real conversations, and I've always appreciated that. And I couldn't leave today without coming up here and just sharing for a few minutes. Thank you so much for, your daughter was a gift to this world, as has been said. And I truly, truly believe that when folks like that flavor our lives, they continue to flavor our lives. And she's definitely flavored my life beautifully, and the lives of my kids, and so many of the lives of the youth and family for all of Centers for Spiritual Living. But she was just wonderful. And the world has been blessed and will continue to be blessed because she was here. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, Kristine. Love you so much. And thank you. My name's Sabrina. I don't know if I said that.
Hi, I'm Angela. Leave it to me to lose the thing I wrote for Kristine a long time ago, because I lose everything. You come to my house, you'll lose something. I'm just, Kristine, I think there's 5 things of Kristine's in my house that she's left. So yeah, I wrote something for her and then I lost it. And if you see my keys anywhere, I really did lose my Jeep keys. Probably at the front, I don't know. So I have been looking forward to this day, but not at the same time, because I have been wanting to say, I love you, I miss you, and I'll never forget you, because some of our conversations lasted until like 4 in the morning. I was able to stir up something. So I stand here today to pay tribute to a kind, wonderful, beautiful soul, an indulgent heart, and a disciplined mind. The most precious person in my life, Kristine Anderson. Kristine was truly extraordinary. So was our 10-year friendship. And between the two of us, she was always the stronger one. Her life could be all kinds of chaos, but she tried not to wear it on her face or her sleeve. She would steer her focus towards the lighter side of things and taught me to do the same. There's always more in life to be thankful for Oh, God. There's always more in life to be thankful for than there is to complain about, she would say. Even when she was tired, she showed the most vibrant energy to everybody. Today and every day, I will call her my juggler. She juggled everything from her emotions to everybody else's emotions to where she was in the world and how she kept everything together and not together, but you just would never know. Her life shined brightly just so the paths for others were illuminated. Thank you, Kristine, for always being patient with me, for being an exceptional friend, for taking care of my heart, and for all those loving, amazing talks that we've had for hours and hours on end. I will always remember your laugh, your long, deep breaths, your fun craziness, and your, let's pray. I swear my hands got so hot when I would do it. Do it again, do it longer. I will honor you forever. You reminded me to listen to my heart and to be gentle with myself and love life fully. Thank you, Kristine. And all of you, I love you all so much.
I want to say thank you, Nina. Thank you for all your beautiful words you shared, and thank you for bringing Kristine into our world. And so many of her wonderful qualities I could hear through your voice and your words when you're standing up here. So thank you so much. So wonderful. Christina and I had a really wonderful friendship. We met in Encinitas at the Center for Spiritual Living on Wednesday night at the candlelight meditation, and we were both always late. So Kristine had to drive from I-5 from the south to get to Encinitas, and I was from the north. And we both had to wait. She was at work until late, so she was rushing in traffic. And I was in a really challenging time in my life with 2 grandbabies living with me, and I was the sole babysitter. And, you know, in your late 50s, you really don't have the energy to keep up with a toddler and a 3-year-old. And I was pretty frazzled and exhausted, but I had to wait till, you know, my husband or my daughter got home before I could leave to get to the meditation. And it was a quiet candlelight meditation. So Kristine always came in from the side door and sat at the end of the back row, and I always came in from the back door and sat at the opposite end of the back row. And, you know, we did this for a few weeks, and, you know, we kind of bonded through being late, you know, waving to each other, and we struck up a conversation and became close friends. I invited her to a women's circle, and that became a really fun thing that we did together. And she'd come out and hang out with me and help me chase toddlers, and, you know, it was very fun. And then one year we were accountability partners for a whole year. So every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, we called each other and we talked about what was going on in our lives. We checked in and we set some goals, some big goals, some little goals. Kristine's often the first one was clean off my desk, you know? And so we then would check back the following week, you know, how did we move forward on the big important things in our life, and did we get our desks cleaned off, you know? We covered the whole gamut. And it was really wonderful and beautiful. And one thing that I really got out of that time with Kristine is when we talk about setting intentions and affirmations, how important it is to realize this or something greater. She said those words so often, and they have become such a part of me, this or something greater, because often we don't know our highest good yet. You know, we're working toward things and we have these set goals or ideas, but this or something greater. And that's what I think of with Kristine right now, you know, this or something greater. Thank you. More support.
Kristine through the launching pad. Oh, okay. Is this better? Okay. Hi, I'm Emma. I met Kristine at the launching pad, and I didn't know I was going to come up here, but I've been feeling my heart racing for the last little bit, and as they used to say, when we were there on Friday nights, that means it's your turn, apparently. So here I am, and yeah, okay. And I just remember Kristine being one of the first people to welcome me and to make me feel at home at the launching pad, and we had a lot in common. We're both very artistic and working with kids, and also I have my own mental health struggles, and I shared with her about that, and I just really felt this sense of unconditional love and acceptance and just feeling completely comfortable. And I always felt that when I was with her, and that, I think, is a gift she gave a lot of people. And I have a lot of memories with her, and some of my favorite ones are at the Montero Lighthouse, where we did the launching pad New Year's retreat. And a while back, I wrote this poem. It was before I knew what happened to her, but it kind of feels like it's relating to her now. And of course, I don't have it with me. I just remember a little bit, but but what I have, a little snippet I have was, there was a lighthouse there, just for context. It was, after the storm came the absence of home. Take us back to the lighthouse, back to when the sea saved us. What if you were here and she was here and I was here, if only for a moment? And I can feel her here, so yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessie. Candidly, I'm completely not ready to say goodbye, so I won't. And I think, well, actually, I know our launching pad community was hit very hard. Kristine and Firefly, Olivia's accident happening around the same time has rocked my heart, changed my life. I know that in every way I'm not the same person I was before all of that, and quite candidly, in a lot of good ways. I think I've become a woman that is kind and loving and an advocate for those who are suffering with mental illness, and I'll never stop doing that. So this week, I have not been able to unhear her laugh, the big, gregarious laugh, that big smile in and through everything. It's left me in tears so many times. It's actually really sweet. I work with an adult with disabilities who's nonverbal, and every time I cry, she laughs, which I actually think is really fitting. So I was standing there with my tears, and she's laughing, and I'm like, well, this is great. Now I'm just gonna laugh. So it worked really perfectly. But her deep breaths weren't just a deep breath. They were a deep breath that was like, ah. So I'm just gonna ask that all of us together do that. Let out it's an ah. So let's take a deep breath in. Ah. Yeah, that's her. That's her. So her unwavering support, truly, like no matter what I was going through or what dramatic thing I was processing, she would always stop, pause, and do that breath with me. And it's just something that I get to anchor in my being to continue. She was a radiant love and light. She was always so proud to see all of her friends succeed. And I know many aren't here today, so just acknowledging all of you. I know Olivia's watching, and a lot of her dear friends are watching from different places, and I think it's important to keep bringing you back in. She was and is our vibrant cheerleader. She's always rooting us on in everything we accomplish. She was so proud of my project that I had been working on, and just like so radiant. And up until the day she went missing was just such always there, like in the roughest moments. You know, she was someone that you could call and, like I said, kind of just be dramatic with, and it really served me. Like, it was great to just be able to be exactly what I needed to be and know that I was being met with the eyes of love, the heart of love, the body of love. Like, she was and is the epitome of that. And, you know, candidly, towards the end, as a friend, I did feel helpless. I felt angry. I felt like there was so much I wanted to be done that I felt like wasn't. And there's only so much we can do. I understand this was just my process. But what I realized in all of that was the only thing that felt right for me was loving her exactly as she was showing up, as she's done for me countless times. When I came to the launching pad, I was in a very dark place. And she wholeheartedly, with Reverend Abigail, took a class that changed my whole direction. And ever since that day has just been such a beautiful spot in my life. And with all the uncertainties in the world right now, which I know were hard on her, like I know there's definitely one thing I'm certain of. I'm going to love her forever, and I'm always gonna miss her. That big smile, you can just close your eyes or open your eyes. You could just see it. It's like right in front of your face. And her favorite song, we were playing it this morning, one of them, she had many favorite songs, but was This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine. And to close out, I wanna second what Elijah said. I think this is the first time in my life, I've had a lot of deep loss, but this was the first time in my life I got news of someone I love dearly passing in community setting. And it required me to be really vulnerable. I was crying in a way in front of people that I don't think I ever have. But what was really special is those that knew Kristine went in the center, we lit a candle for her, and we sang that song. And on the outer ring, everyone held us in that space. And I'm telling you, I was disgusting. I had snot all over my face, and I could not sing a word of that. But for Kristine, like this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And I hope all of you continue to carry her love in your heart. Because how could you not? Thank you.
Hello. Sorry, I'm really emotional. I'm sorry. Like a lot of you, I also met Kristine through teen camp originally. I can't remember when, it was quite a long time ago. I do know we worked together as advisors. And yeah, she, like with a lot of you, she told me how much you all meant to her and the launching pad and all the communities she affected. But what really meant a lot to me was that she was always there for me, regardless of what was going on the outside. And as someone who has always felt kind of different and like an outsider, despite the kindness of all of you, Kristine just meant so much to me because we would always talk on the phone, and she would visit me. She visited me in Sacramento. She visited me when I was in Southern California. We would hang out in Alameda. You know, she was always this supportive beacon of light. And she, until the last time we spoke in the pandemic, she never wavered in her faith. And you know, like people are talking about her positivity and her commitment to, you know, seeing the light and seeing the love in people and the empathy and the listening and the accepting. You know, and when I stopped going to the retreats and I stopped going to church regularly, she would still be there and she would pray for me. And it just meant so much to me. And it really has made me think about trying to follow her example more and to be that for people. So, thank you.
Oh, now Erica's got me going. Hi, my name is Troy, and I wanted to come up for me, but also for our friend Mo, because she couldn't be here, and she really wanted to be here. And Mo is in nursing school, and that's why she couldn't be here. And I know that Kristine was just such a huge cheerleader for her. She had a, you know, not the easiest time taking classes and getting through all the prereqs, and she still talks a lot about how Kristine was just her like rock, and she was always knowing that she could do it. And the last time that I saw Kristine was at our wedding, and Nina was there too. And she was getting, you know, like a little manic, and everyone who had known her from before knew that she wasn't, you know, quite herself. But she was still just like, all of that energy was channeled into like kindness and goodness, and like she came up to my sister because she knew my mom was sick, and she's like, "What's going on? How can I help? What are her symptoms? What you know?" She was just like, just wanted to help, like even in those times. And I know she wasn't sleeping well at the wedding, and her little roommate, because people were staying in cabins, had a cough, and it was like the middle of the night, and she went and made tea for him and brought it for him, and just like that sweetness ever through. I just think that she was just such a good person. I mean, everybody here knows that, but she was just like good to the core. And she talked about you a lot, Sophia. I just want you to know she was like, just loved you so much, and she would always talk about you. That's all.
Hi, I'm also Emma. Didn't think I would get up here today, but here I am. Again, my heart was racing too, so. I'm one of Kristine's kids, all grown up. I met her at a Silmar when I was 9, and I am now almost 30. So I've known her for 20 years. And I'll be brief because she knows all the things already. But I could just be a representative for all her kids for just one moment. She changed all of our lives. And she still changes mine every day. I have a picture glued to my car door right now, so she's always with me. But I love her as much as I ever have right now for that 9-year-old girl. When I entered into CSL and found a family at the very, very young age of 9, Kristine and also Haley Welsh, who I hope is watching, were my 2 big sisters and continue to be so to this day. But I know a lot of people were advisors with her, but it was really, really special to be a teen with her. She always made me feel seen and safe and loved, and told me always that I could just be exactly who I was, no matter. It's just all about being authentically yourself. And I'll share one other tidbit. I also was in community when we received the news, and we got to grieve together. And we had 2 big days of grief work with each other that was so special in such a container. And on that Sunday morning when we were celebrating her along with all of our other ancestors, a butterfly flew over Jesse. A butterfly also visited me later. And then a 3rd butterfly visited us when we were together. And I just think it's so fitting that there's butterflies here and on all the bookmarks, because she truly is just always fluttering by. Thank you for bringing her into the world, and thank you. I love you all.
I'm Savannah Noelle. And I think I've known Kristine as long as we've known the launching pad as well. I'm gonna be brief. One of the things that I most love about Kristine is she was one of those people who, as you said, would speak her truth, but she had to get her word in. And I love the boldness about that. But also, if you know me as a close friend, you know that I'm not always that great about being the first one to reach out. I don't know what that's about, but she was always pushing me to meet up and always making an effort to text me, to call me, to say, hey, let's go out for Mexican food. It's so true. And so I'm grateful for that, because it's just a testament to friendship and, as you said, good listening. But I just love the fact that she always spoke her truth, whether you wanted to hear it or not. And that type of authenticity is so needed in the world. She lives in my heart, and I'm just grateful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kristine's brother, Scott, and I just wanted to say a few things. First, thank you all so much for being here today. Her tribe meant so much to her, and I just always remember her laughs, her smiles, her favorite phrases, all the things she manifested in this world. And growing up together, she'll always be a part of my heart. And just wanted to thank also Kristine for spending the time here with us and coming into our world. I know sometimes in life things happen in ways you can never quite be ready for, and you can't always understand. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who didn't really get it always. But I want to say thank you to my little sister for being herself, and I'm so sorry for everything that was so difficult sometimes. And I know she could see the solutions to problems, and she was frustrated when we couldn't sometimes. And one thing I hope going forward, someone's memories of Kristine will help others of us who run into the same issues. And, there aren't any magic solutions, but, every one of us who learns and grows and does new, better things because of that make this world a better place, for everyone here, one step at a time. And Kristine always embodied that for me. So thanks, everyone here, family and friends, who were and still are a part of her being, and we keep her in our memories now. And that's all. Thank you. Be well.
Hello, my name's Eileen Atanasio. I'm from Santa Cruz. First, I want to say that these Kermits are really special to me. One was from right after my mother died, and this one was Kristine's. The reason I brought it is I was supposed to return it to her. It's been sitting in my car, seatbelted in. And something just told me to bring it here. Not this one's gonna stay with me. But I would like to offer it up. First, I was thinking I'll offer it up to the family, offer it up, who does this speak to? Not just, oh, I want to have this because it's Kristine's, but something inside of you that knows, oh, that. So what I'd like to do is, if this speaks to you, I would like you to have it, whoever that is. Whoops. And if it speaks to many people, I was thinking, as everyone was talking, we can do it like that movie, The Traveling Trousers, or whatever it was. And we can just keep passing it from family member to family member. So that's kind of what I came up with. I don't know who's gonna organize this, since Kristine's, an organizer. But I've known Kristine over 23 years. And like Reverend Elijah spoke about, I was numb for this whole time, around Kristine's death. Completely numb. Even when I walked in here, Nina asked me to do the closing prayer, and I immediately, of course, said yes. But I was like, I don't know if I can do it. In 1 year, I've lost 11 people, and in 3 days, I've lost 5 people. We're all going through it right now. We all are. And the common theme that I'm hearing here with everyone is love. And you know what? When love shows up, it's not, oh, I'll just love you. But when the going gets tough, that's when the love really, that's when we get to really see if we've been practicing and we can just buckle up and stand up and be mature and love someone, even though they may be not being loving towards us. That's the most important time. And I was looking at that bookmark, I can't remember what it said, but the gist of, I think something about using love as the weapon. I don't know that I would personally use those words, but love is a force, it's fierce. It comes in all different shapes and sizes. But when I met Kristine, she was in Santa Cruz, and she came, and I mentored her. The idea was to work with the teens. I was a new minister at the time. It was over 23 years ago. I don't remember, I'm not counting anymore. But she stayed in Santa Cruz with me, and I was newly ordained, and she went to my first teen camp with me as a minister. And so we became co-advisors. She moved, she flapped her wings, came to the Bay Area, launching pad and CSL, and, took over the teen program here, or let's say, okay, I'm watching my words, took over. She facilitated. She became a parent. What was interesting is Kristine and I hosted an overnight in Santa Cruz. Now, Kristine used me when she was really having a tough time. She called me a lot. Well, besides the mentorship and going to camp where, you just have fun, you do your thing, you flit around, and then you go home. You cry, you go home. Well, so I'm planning this overnight, my first and only overnight that I've ever planned for the teens, right? And I was doing it for Inner Light Ministries in Santa Cruz. I called Susan Robinson for support. Well, Kristine and I, we put this together for quite a while, but we have two different ways of operating, you see? And we hit heads a lot. She likes to make lists, she likes to have everything in order, she likes to know what's gonna happen from here to here to here. Okay, then there's me. I have these little notes here. I look down at them occasionally, but I want to be in the moment. For me, the plan is to anchor into that presence that some people call God, life, universe, love, to anchor into that and see what is the moment, what's calling in the moment. And so we did put the teen overnight on together, and we had an amazing time. And I know she struggled with me and I struggled with her, but you see, that's where love shows up. We stayed together. I didn't put her down. She didn't put me down. She just got frustrated. She wanted answers. She wanted plans. So I wrote something up the night before. So when she came to Santa Cruz, I made sure, and I have a picture. It's so funny. I have a picture I was looking at the other day. And I blew it up to read what she was writing, and she was taking notes, and she was making sure things were checked off. I think I was one of the last people to speak with Kristine. She called me numerous times. She had been suicidal. The thing that brings me peace around this whole thing is listening to all these stories and really knowing who Kristine is, right? But I also know she was suffering inside. And right now, there's no more suffering. That's what brings me peace. She was so full of life, yet she was suffering. Another piece of her was suffering. I know she's at peace now. And that brings me peace. And, we'll never know the answers. We'll never know the answers. But we can hold on to that love, particularly during those difficult times, during when it's challenging with the people in front of us. So I'd like to end by just offering my condolences to Elliot, to your mother, Nina, Kristine, to Woody, her father. Is Woody here? I didn't think so. Oh, Scott, I'm so sorry. Scott, I thought okay, never mind. This is a Santa Cruz thing. I thought Elliot started calling himself Scott. Sorry, okay. So condolences to Nina, Woody, Scott, and Elliot. I'd like to take a moment of silence to bring this all together right now. Just take a moment of silence. And not only for Kristine, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for all the people that have passed, all the people that we know. And I'd like to just take a moment to let their spirit soar and to live right now in this silence. And as you keep your eyes closed, I talk about Kristine Noelle Anderson. And when we say her name, her spirit lives. That's how we keep each other alive. So I'm just going to ask everyone here now to take a moment and say out loud, in addition to Kristine, the lives of people who've passed in your life, all together. Aunt Annie, Aunt Arlene, my mother, Margot. And take a deep breath in and let it all out. They're with us now. We give thanks for all the gifts of Kristine. Look what was created here by one person's presence. But the effects of the family and all the circles, the concentric circles coming together. All Kristine's gifts. Let's just name her gifts right now out loud. Love, joy, tenacity, structure, even structure and keel. Holding space and presence. This stuff just still lives. We give thanks for all of it. We give thanks for these gifts and the love emanating from all these memories, from all of us. It's eternal. That's the one thing that's constant. So even though Kristine isn't with us physically, and all these people we just named aren't with us physically, they're all angels behind the scenes now. They're all angels behind the scenes. So I invite all of us to just give thanks, to honor Kristine particularly right now, and other ancestors that have passed away. Dedicate a moment to them, perhaps an action, perhaps a random act of love. Just dedicate it to them. Look for signs as you travel this world. Look for butterflies. Look for people here that even look like Kristine. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We need each other. This prayer is not done in isolation. It's done for the benefit of all life. We are all living, breathing, walking, talking prayers. Everything we do, everything we say, every touch, every look is a prayer. Who do we want to be now? That's what this is calling us up. How can I love more? Being in service to all of life. So I just ask you to take a deep breath, give thanks for all of this. And we'll let Kristine go in the physical body, but we know that she's behind the scenes now, taking care of us, nudging us, smiling with all of those who have passed. And we give thanks for all of it. Together we say, so it is. Amen.
Good afternoon. My name is Susan Brecker, and I am a practitioner here at the Oakland Center. And I had the privilege of being with Nina for the past couple of days and by phone, and we shared a lot. And what I heard today is our beloved Kristine always made a safe place in her heart for all of us to reside in. She called us into that as we today call her into our heart, for we have created that space that overflows with love and embraces her. So for all that she has given in the years that she was with us, I would ask you to stand and give her a standing ovation for all the good.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry just fall away from me. I open my heart and I can see that there is only love. There is only love, sweet love. It's a love that heals. Love will set us free. There is only love. And when I lose myself, in those times when it feels like I have lost my way, go inside and quiet this chattering mind. That's when I can hear spirits say, if you want to sing with me, there is only love. There is love that heals, love that heals, love that sets me free. There's only love. There is only love. Let's sing it again. There is only love, only love. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets me free, love that sets me free. It's what she'd want us to be doing right now. There is only love. Sing it again. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that heals, love that sets me free. There's only love. There is only love. We're going to do a prayer. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There's only what we've had here today. Just love. Just love. Just love. 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 Love, 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 love.
Because I want to give thanks to Karen Drucker for coming. It is so lovely that she brought her music. And Kristine had given me her CD, and I have had her songs to sing for the last umpty-ump years. And they're so simple and easy and full of love and joy. And it was just a real honor to have you come today. So thank you very much. And now we have a reception out in the other room. Is there anything else that anyone wants to add? Thank you. Oh, bookmarks? Yes, you can take bookmarks for other people who might not be here that might like them. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Dorothy Mendez, and I'd ask you all to please wait as we allow the family first to go into the social hall. So we'll go row by row, the family, then our guest ministers and speakers. And the ushers will help line you up. There's also, if you have not signed the book, it is over in the social hall along with more programs and bookmarkers.
There is only love. There is only love, love, love. Now it's a love that heals and love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only sweet, sweet love now. It's a love that heals and love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. Only love, love, love. Now it's a love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love, and there is only love.
Yes, go ahead.